Summer's over and it's fall, and we're doing something today that I love doing, and that's tailgating. I'm Sharon Kindred.
And I'm Shrum.
And we have a great show for you today.
Yes, we've got everything from the Epcot Food and Wine Festival to a makeup artist who's going to come into the studio and show us some makeup tips.
But first up is Beth Shppard. She was in our studio recently, and she's going to show us how to make a delicious buffalo chicken dip. Let's see how it's made. Hey everyone, you ready for some football? Better yet, are you ready for that great football food? Well, I have with me today Beth Shppard. She's here to show us some great dishes that you can use if you're tailgating or if you're just watching the big game at home. Beth, what you got for us today?
I got a couple of different tips for you. Some are some food safety tips, and then we'll get on to our recipe.
Okay.
One of the first things is we always like the pretzels, the chips, all that kind of thing. It's shelf stable. It's not a big deal. But a lot of times we like to dip them in different things. And one of the things to remember is while this is shelf stable, while it's closed, as soon as it's been opened, it needs to be refrigerated after you're done.
Okay.
Depending on how long your party is planning on lasting, don't forget that it cannot just sit at room temperature for more than 4 hours. It's got to be thrown away.
All right.
If you don't really feel like throwing away your dip, or in this case, you could always spoon some out and then just refill what's cold. But if you don't want to have to throw something away, you can see we have our beautiful little vegetable tray right here. But we have our handy dandy cooler right underneath.
Oh, very nice.
We have ice right underneath there, so that when we put this on there, it's going to keep our vegetables nice and cool the entire time, but our dip is going to stay cool as well.
Great.
And we always want to have that because we know people will go for those fruits and vegetables if they're cut up and ready.
I've learned that from you.
Well, that's one of the things that we can do. The next thing is, this is a great recipe. You're going to love this. It's buffalo chicken dip.
Ooh, okay.
So we're going to start off with some cream cheese, and you can see I've started spreading some of this in here.
Okay.
Depending on how much you like cream cheese, depends on how thick you want to make it in the bottom. It's up to you. You need to choose because there's a couple things in this recipe that you're going to have to choose, like how hot you really want it to be. So we're going to just go ahead and I'm going to finish out filling off the bottom with this.
And can you use light cream cheese, regular cream cheese, whatever you...
You can use whatever one your choice is.
Okay.
If you wanted to make it low fat without some of that low fat taste, you can use half and half. It doesn't matter that way. Okay. The next thing I'm going to have you do is we've already boiled up some chicken and chopped it up nice and fine. And so you just spread it right on top.
Let me ask you this. Can you use, I'm real big about using rotisserie chickens. Can you just use that and peel that off the rotisserie?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
You just want to make sure that you haven't stored it for too long.
Okay.
So with a rotisserie chicken, even if you've not eaten it all, you want to still take it off the bone right away.
Okay.
And then you can refrigerate that and then just chop it up and make sure you've got it on there.
I'm always looking for those little shortcuts.
Absolutely. While you're doing that, I'm just going to put some blue cheese dressing in here. You could use ranch, but in my house, the real thing that goes with buffalo chicken.
Yeah. Am I using all this? Sorry.
Yeah, well, as thick as you want it. Absolutely.
Put it all on.
So to me, it makes a nice little dip because you've got your protein in there. So I've now just got this, you can see most of that bottle in there. Use whatever blue cheese dressing you like. I tend to like the ones with chunks of blue cheese in there because it makes it a little more yummy for me.
Okay.
Use whatever your favorite hot sauce is. And then just pour in till you have tasted it and like it.
So you can pour it in, stir a little bit, taste it, and get it to where you want it. Okay.
Get it to where you like it now, or what you think your friends would like that. Everybody has that different limit of what they can deal with.
Okay.
But please remember, when you're tasting it, doing that kind of thing, we don't like to put the spoon in our mouth and then put it back in there. Your friends really don't want your germs. So
no double dipping. Okay.
No double dipping. Make sure that you get that extra spoon out there so you're not putting it back in there to stir the rest in. All right, we're gonna go with the idea that I did the right amount.
Okay.
All right.
Looks good.
So you can see I've just mixed that together. Have a nice little pinkish color. And then we're just gonna keep filling it over top. Okay. Right after that, we're gonna go with a little bit of extra cheese. Okay, so just
You never have too much cheese.
never have too much cheese. I just like to add a little bit to the top.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna sprinkle it on. All right, and I'm doing a little bit thicker than you might, but it's up to you. Like I said, it's your taste.
Preference, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But it is a quick, easy thing. You could do it up ahead of time.
Okay.
And put it in the refrigerator to keep it. And then what we do usually is just stick it in the microwave.
Great.
So it's a great little party dish to bring to your friends.
As always, Beth, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for bringing all these great ideas for us.
Well, thank you for having me.
That sure looked good.
You know, Autumn, it was so easy that I made it for our tailgating party, so you need to try it. Take a little taste here. Actually, I think I will too. It might be hot because I put quite a bit of hot sauce in it. That's good and very easy. Now you brought something to our tailgating party that looks and smells delicious.
Yes, I did. It's a little sweeter than the buffalo dip.
Oh, wow.
And this is my football cake.
That is so cute. How did you make that?
Well, it's really easy, actually. You just take a regular 9-inch cake pan, your favorite cake recipe. I use a box cake because I'm not a baker. Just pour the batter in and bake it according to the instructions. And when you take it out, let it cool and take out a 2-inch slice out of the middle. So you have 2 semicircles, and then you put those together and it makes the football shape.
I like the grass on it. What is that?
That's actually coconut with a little bit of green food coloring. And you just do that, and you decorate the cake with chocolate icing and the white icing for the stitches, and sprinkle the coconut grass around it, and you've got yourself a football cake.
A great dessert for any tailgating party.
I think so.
Well, speaking of food, Chris Kreidler recently had a chance to go to Orlando to the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. Let's take a look behind the scenes.
Disney's Epcot International Food and Wine Festival is underway, and this year expect an even bigger party. The weekly Party of the Senses, in particular, will have themed feasts and huge white mobiles inspired by a sponsor, napkin maker Vanity Fair.
There's actually 3 here. There's 2 more coming up. So we've changed the theming a little in Party for the Senses this year. You know, you had those bold colors. You had that bubblegum pink and that yellow, and it's all going to be white this year. And how we're going to theme the room is through my entertainment through theatrical lighting. So it'll change not also from party, but also within the event. It'll change.
Chefs are busy in the park's main catering kitchen, preparing morsels for kiosks around Epcot.
It takes care of all the events that are here at Epcot, the Magic Kingdom, MGM Studios, and Animal Kingdom, along with some other areas like water parks and things like that. So during this time of the year, they let the food and wine team move in, and then we come into the back half of the kitchen, utilize all the equipment to go into production. And then we produce everything for the festival on a daily basis.
Pretty much in the back of this kitchen we have a team of 25, and they're really prepping or pre-prepping, doing all the mise en place for all the kiosks.
Especially enticing are the small plates that celebrate foodie cities of the world, available for $2 to $7. And be sure to try the wines paired with the cuisine. Brazil's kiosk features one of the festival's new frozen cocktails, a caipirinha.
Here we have 5 frozen drinks out in the marketplace, so a little bit of a different twist where it's not just wines, we've got wines, beers, and frozen liquor drinks as well.
Rock shrimp ceviche with a traditional popcorn garnish represents Chile.
We had shrimp salads before, chilled shrimp salads, and they were good, but I think this one is just a lot better. So and once you bite into it, you're really going to get the flavor.
Representing Thailand is chicken and coconut soup. There are lamb sliders from New Zealand with tomato chutney.
We're going to go ahead and make the patties up and get them all in the Rick's demi-glace, and then have them seared out there in the kiosk versus carving. It will help our throughput, and it really helps the flavor of this because all the flavors are kind of meshed through it, and it's not just sauce going on the top.
Beef tenderloin with a South African flavor of sweet potato and banana puree on the side.
We had New Orleans here as a themed experience last year, and because the food was so popular and our guests really enjoyed it, we just shifted the food items over to USA Kiosk. So that left us with a new twist to find a good place to put our beef medallion. So we looked at South Africa to do that, and pair it up with some authentic items coming out of South Africa. They're big in mangoes, and sweet potatoes, bananas, so we looked at the produce items to make the link back into South Africa.
Refreshingly cold Grand Marnier parfait in the desserts and champagne area, and a fudgy chocolate lava cake with Bailey's ganache in the Irish booth. Also representing Ireland is a dish organizers expect to be a big hit, with projected sales of more than 30,000 portions. The Fisherman's Pie features a lobster bisque base with scallops and tarragon topped by cheddar cheese potatoes, and it's delicious. The festival runs through November 8th. For Florida Today, this is Chris Kreidler.
Well, that looked like a really great festival. You know, Epcot always does it up right.
They do. And there's some really great events on the Space Coast too this fall. And you know, us ladies, we always want to look our best when we go out to these events, and that involves makeup, sometimes, most of the time. So we recently had a makeup artist come into the studio and show us some makeup tips. So let's see what she has to say. Hi, I'm here with Leslie Welton, owner and creator of Bisou Cosmetics. And today, Leslie is going to give us some good makeup tips. And we have a model here, Jennifer, who has been so kind to let us do her makeup. So, Leslie, what kind of look are we going to go for on Jennifer?
We're going to go for a very classic look, easy way to apply makeup, and a foolproof way not to overdo it.
Okay.
So.
Great. Well, what's the first step? What is the first?
Okay, the first step would be to apply moisturizer. You want a you want to create a slip to the skin.
What kind of moisturizer would you recommend for a good base?
Just a normal moisturizer.
Okay.
For normal skin.
Oil-free or?
Oil-free is always the way to go.
Okay.
Okay, so now she's all moistured up. And we're going to take some foundation. Always look for a yellow base foundation. Quite often retailers sell pink undertone foundation, and generally doesn't work with anybody's skin tone. So if you go for yellow, it's going to knock out any of the red areas of the face.
And what kind of foundation is this? Is it like
this is a cream to powder.
Cream to
powder.
It
will be dewy and provide a very nice light application, and then of course when her oil starts to pick up from her skin, it will dry to a powder. So it has a dual action to it. Okay, so now we're just going to start applying. The next step would be eyeshadow. There's 3 areas you want to make sure to cover on the lid. That would be the actual lid, the crease area, which is right in here, and then the brow bone.
Okay.
Okay, that's to create some depth and pop the eye.
And what kind of shade is good for the lid?
I like to stick with taupes and browns. They're very in this season as well, and you can never go wrong with natural tones.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about matching it to your clothes. And
nope, it goes with just about everything. Okay. So now we're gently going to just apply it right to the lid. So now, here's her crease, and what we're going to do is just poke right in there with the darker color. Well, we're going to take this brush and basically do a windshield wiper movement. So
okay.
I'm going to go right into this crease and go back and forth. This is going to eliminate any hard edges. You don't want any hard lines, you want soft lines. Okay, so now next we are going to take the highlight color, which is going to go right on the brow bone area. And I generally like to just use a fluffy, larger type of brush.
And this is the lightest color of your 3?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we're going to work down.
You start from the inside and work your way out.
Mm-hmm. This is a subtle look. It's not anything way too dramatic, but it's enough that when she opens her eye, you'll start seeing that, you know, it's widened her eye and, you know, created some depth. Okay, I use a gel eyeliner. It dries very quickly. You can cry, you can rub your eye, and it just definitely won't rub off.
Great.
So not that I recommend crying or anything.
What's the key here? Just getting as close to the lid as possible?
Right at the lash line, so you can make a straight line. You keep pushing right into that lash line. Now, if you mess up, it's okay, because you can go in and smudge it. The smoky look is in the season as well. And then what I do is I take a pink and apply it right to the apples of the cheeks. So it makes the cheeks pop out.
So this is just a real light pink that's gonna add a little something.
Just make her glow in all the right places.
And is there a technique involved in putting on mascara?
I just like to cover the lashes. I generally like to go on top.
Okay, a lot of people don't think about that.
And then of course, on the bottom. It kind of curls them a little bit. Good.
How do you go about finding the right shade for your lips?
Well, if you've already applied eyeshadow, like we did today, you just want to keep it very muted.
Do you need to start with the bottom, or does it matter?
It really doesn't matter. Makeup is all about creating your own techniques. Of course, I went through professional training, so some of the techniques that I have, I learned from instructors. But over years, you generally develop your own way of applying things and your own techniques. This is pretty much an everyday look. Now, if you wanted to turn this into a nighttime look, you can make it more dramatic by going a little bit darker in that crease.
Great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Giving us all these tips.
Thanks.
Wow, I'm so impressed. That looks so natural.
Yeah, Leslie did a great job, didn't she?
Sure did.
Now we're going to go to our pet of the week. Now last week we had a big dog named Clyde, but this week we have a cat named Clyde. Hi, I'm here with Teresa Clifton of the Central Brevard Humane Society. And Teresa, who do we have here today?
Today I brought Clyde. He's a short-haired, domestic, black and white kitty.
Here, Clyde.
He's actually only 6 months old. He looks like he's a full-grown kitty, but he's just a big baby.
Hey, Clyde.
And as you can see, he's got some unique markings. He's got a nice white puff on the end of his very long tail. He's very playful, and he's very, very healthy. And as you can see, he's very inquisitive. He's been looking at all of the lights in the room, and
he wants to go that way.
He wants to play. He's a very playful kitty. He's big for a 6-month-old, and I only know that because when he came in, he fit almost in the palm of my hand. Aww. He was so small, him and his brother. He has a rabies shot. He's been neutered, and he's been dewormed. He's on Frontline for fleas, and he's got all of his feline leukemia, feline AIDS shots, and he's good to go.
And you have something over there that with a...
Oh, yes.
The calendar.
This is our 2010 calendar. We unveiled it on Saturday at the Paws at the Pier event. That's right. And it has pictures of cats and dogs from our community. This is the cover winner, and the picture is off of a dock on Merritt Island overlooking the Banana River with a family's 3 dogs, which I don't know how they got them to all sit so nicely, but it's a great gift item, or of course calendar for home, and it has lots of fabulous photos inside for everyone to enjoy. And then they're only $10, and they are now available at the shelter and at our thrift shops, and all of the proceeds go towards taking care of the animals at our shelter, like Clyde here. Yes, he is very playful, very loving, but I would say he would be safe even around small children because he has no aggressive tendencies at all. He says, well, I'm just a little kid myself, don't you? Yes. Kittens are $60 to adopt at the shelter, and that includes all of the medical treatment that they've been given, you know, the altering and their shots and everything. And the adult cats, of which we also have lots and lots of, about 70, are $55.
Okay, and if people want to come adopt, how do they go about it?
They would come to the shelter, which is at 1020 Cox Road in Cocoa. They can also look online at all of our animals up for adoption at crittersavers.com. And if they wanted to call, we're at 321-636-3343. And we can let you know if we still have one of the animals that you were looking at online. Come in and adopt. And he wants to come through the screen right now. He wants to jump through the screen and jump into your house right now. Good boy. It's a great kitty.
Well, thank you for bringing him in, Teresa. What a great cat. I really hope he finds a good home.
He sure was cute. And the Central Brevard Humane Society is going to hold an open house on October 1st from 10 to 6. This might just be your chance to find a pet for your home. Well, Autumn, it's been a long day. It looks like our little tailgating party has to come to an end.
Yes, it's been fun, but
clean up.
We should head out.
So what are you thinking about those Gators being #1?
They're not #1 in my book.
Yes.
Sorry, Sharon. Go Noles.
Go Gators. #1.